Hello friends, welcome to the next video of Python series. Today we will write our first Python code. This Python tutorial series is completely free of cost. I have started this series at the very beginning level. If there is anyone whose coding knowledge is zero or have not familiar with any programming knowledge earlier, he will have no difficulty in learning this series because I will teach in a very simplistic way. And let's start today's video. Hello friends, this is AK and you are watching Stack Bounty YouTube channel. You know, we will learning Python by doing code. So we need two major things. The first one is Python interpreter and the second one is IDE. Wait. These two things may create a little bit confusion on those friends of mine who have not learned any programming language in past. Don't worry, I will show you the installation of Python interpreter and the IDE step by step. All you have to do is just check your internet connection of your computer system. You know what? When I was a beginner in Python, this thing seems difficult to me also. You know, nothing is difficult. Actually, we are not familiar with this. For now, let's go toward the installation process. Oh sorry, I forget to tell you about the Python interpreter and the IDE. Let me tell you a little bit about these two topics. See, the interpreter's job is to take these code objects and follow the instructions. You may be surprised to hear that compiling is a step in executing Python code at all. As I said in my previous video, that Python is often called an interpreted language like Ruby, Perl, as opposed to a compiled language like C, C++. Now the question arises, what is the difference between compiler and the interpreter? See, if I want to tell all the difference in this video, then the video will be much longer. You know what? You don't need to know so much things right now. For now, let me tell you the major difference between interpreter and compiler. The compiler scans the whole program in one go, but the interpreter translates the program one statement at a time. And IDE is basically used for writing codes. Now, let's get the installation done quickly. At first, we will install Python interpreter. To download and install Python, all we need to visit the official website of Python, that is www.python.org/downloads. Now navigate to the Downloads tab for Windows. Next, choose the latest Python 3 release. In my case, I choose the latest Python 3.10.5 version. Basically, I am using a Windows 10 machine. One more thing is to remember that Python 3.10.5 cannot be used on Windows 7 or earlier. So, if you are using Windows 7 machine, then you need to download that version which is supported to your machine. As you can see on my screen, my download is completed. At this point, we have only download the Python. It remains to run and install. Now it's time to install Python in our machine. To install Python, run the Python exe file by clicking on it. After running it, you will see a prompt like this. Now check the install launcher for all users checkbox. Further, you also check the add Python to path checkbox. You know what? It will automatically set the path of your Python. So you don't need to go to your system environment to set up Python path variable. After checking both of them, now click on Customize Installation. Here, choose the optional features by checking the checkboxes. Documentation, pip, PyLauncher for all users. We will not do any experiment with Tkinter in this series, so I did not include it in the installation. Now click on Next. This takes you to the advanced options. Here, check two checkboxes. The first one is Install for all users and the next one is Add Python to environment variables. Now click on Install button. It will ask for permission. Click on yes. Done. Now it will start installing in your system. After the installation, a new prompt will appear like this. It says setup was successful. Now click on close button. Let's check if Python is installed or not. To check, open command prompt. To open command prompt, click on the Windows search bar and search here by typing cmd and hit the enter button. Inside your command prompt, type Python. Yeah, as you can see, it's showing me the version 3.10.5. At this point, we have successfully downloaded and set up Python interpreter. But, we also need one more thing. I know you guessed the right one. IDE. There are lots of IDE available on internet like Sublime Text, Visual Studio Code, Atom, Jupyter, Spider, etc. You know, my all-time favorite IDE is Pycharm. I just love that. Now let's download and install the IDE without further delay. I will guide step-by-step process on how to download and install Pycharm IDE on your Windows machine. Now open your Chrome browser and simply write download Pycharm on the search bar. Well, I will provide the direct downloading link of Pycharm IDE in the description box below. For now, click on that link which is provided by the JetBrains. Now click the download button under the community section. And don't download the professional because it's available for just 30 days at a trial period. After that, it will not allow to write your code for free. Trust me, the community edition is enough to do code. It will take a few minutes to download. It's totally depend on your internet connection. Once the downloaded is completed, run the exe file for install Pycharm. The setup wizard should have started. Click on next. On the next screen, change the installation path if required. I would recommend to let it be by default for now. Now click on next. On the next screen, you can create a desktop shortcut if you want. Now click on next. On the next screen, click on install button. Now wait for the installation to finish. Once installation finished, you should receive a message screen that Pycharm is installed. Click on finish. Here, I would recommend you to restart your computer. After restarting your machine, open Pycharm by double-clicking on it. When you first time open the Pycharm, it will ask to accept the agreement. And this kind of Pycharm dashboard will appear as you can see on my screen. Now click on New Project. See the project location and I suggest let it be by default. Now click on Create. On the next window, right click on Python project. Then select New and then select Python file. You can give any name to it. After giving the name, hit the enter button. Here, we will write our first Python code. So now we will print hello world. To print anything in Python, we need to use the keyword print. So I am writing our first code of this Python series. You also write with me. This is the run button. Click on the run button after writing your print statement. Yay! Here is the output. Hello world. That's all about for today. In fact, today's video was only for installation purposes. Definitely, the next tutorial of this Python series is coming soon. That's all about for today. We will learn more about Python in upcoming videos of the Python series. Then see you on the next video of the Python series. Have a good time. Goodbye.